How y'all doing? This is Herbert Kareem. You can find me on ForesightsLife.com. And I'm back here again showing you how you can make yourself money, invest. You want to make sure you can do this correctly. If you want to know how to do this and get more tips off of YouTube, come to join the HK Network membership area while it's still here, because I'm going to X this out somewhere in October, just so you know. Join HK Network membership area, but you can go to ForesightsLife.com, hit the HK Network, and boom, it'll take you there. Now, individuals that want to actually watch the health videos because of the heavy censorship over here, go over to ForesightsLife.com. The link is below. Hit health videos. They're all there. And we're currently loading up the ones that I actually put back in the past since I'm on the watchdog list. Okay, that means I'm doing something right. All right. Anyway, all right. We're going to talk about investing. It's simple, you guys, but they don't like teaching you simple things, teaching us simple things so we can have it. We can have the nice things in life. We don't have to struggle as much. But you have to add some patience involved that. But you have to take some of the money that you're earning and reinvest it, reallocate it, okay? You can even diversify it in different vehicles. But let me show you some calculations here, because a lot of individuals are kind of caught up in one thing or how to do things one time or one way, and they are not taught, and I get it. Let me show you how one of thousands of ways you can invest, but you got to know the math, okay? You got to know time. That's part of it. This ain't no quick get rich thing right here. It's patience. It's still going to work. It's still doing your hustling. It's still doing your business. It's still actually, and then reallocating it, reinvesting it into vehicles for down the line, as you continue to live. Okay, so let me show you something. A lot of individuals told me about an investment in stocks, okay? This one right here was dealing with a company called Nordstrom. Powerful company, and they invested into this country years ago. And they didn't tell me how much they invested, but it was years ago, like 30, 40 years ago. So let me show you something to show you the power of what you have when you do invest. Okay, so let me take you over here to the screen. I like to show and tell. Let me show you. So the company was called Nordstrom. Okay, and you see right here, I've already pulled it up. And if you go back into the time when he probably invested into it, it was back over 40 years ago. So 30 to 40 years ago when he invested into this and everything. The price of it was $18.13. Okay, so let's just say you put $1,000. Most likely he put more than that in there, about $5,000 or more. So let's say you put $1,000 in there and you divide it by the price of what it is, $18.13. Boom. You got yourself 55 shares, all right? Or whatever you want to call it, because you purchased it at $18 each with $1,000. You times that by the price of it is today, and what price is it? It's $503. You times that by $503, you have $27,000 and 744. That's what you would have today if he invested. Okay, so that's the cost of day. Of course, it went up here and went down, a little bit, but it's staying strong pretty much in this value. But if you times this by 5, because he probably invested 5,000 or 10,000, so let's say times this by 5, that's what he would have today, $138,000. A person that's in their 60s or 70s, that's good money. It's real good money because it allows you to do other things with that, pay some things off, keep it for a rainy day, do some upgrades to your home. A lot of things you can do if you actually do that. Now, you actually, if a person is dollar cost and averaging this over the 40 years and they got up to 10 grand, we times that by 2. This is what they would have today, $277,000. Now, you can always say that the person put anywhere between 5, 10, 15, 20 grand, and I could double that, and then it would be over. You know, if they put themselves in more than that, you times that by 2, put in over 20 grand. They have themselves that 20 grand 40 years later, that's what they would have, $500,000. So you have to see the power of investing. A lot of people just think it's a joke and they don't really totally get it. Now, let's go over to something that we probably understand, or we get and whatnot, that you might have felt you missed the boat on. Okay, so let's go over here to Apple. All right, you see Apple right here. All right, so let's go back to the time when you could have invested in 1984. Okay, so we have Nordstrom, there's 1984, and we have Apple, that's 1984. This same one right here can invest in, and the price was 13 cents. Keep on going, and when you might have heard about it in 2000, it was $4. But the same individuals, they invested in this one right here in Apple, and they got, and it was, see the price when this was a lot lower versus $18.13. Let's go over to the calculator here. Take this same $1,000, same 40 years ago, if you'd have known about it, and you divide that by, what was the price of that? I believe it was 13 cents. Let's make sure. 13 cents. We'll divide that by 0.13 equals 7,692 shares. Okay. Now we're going to times that by what the price of it is today, 226.76 cents. All right. I don't need the cents. We'll just say 226. So you go over here and times it by 226. You have yourself $1,738,461. It's a lot of money, huh? 1.7 plus million dollars. 1.7 plus million dollars. You see the difference between that, and if you actually say the person put 5,000 in there 40 years ago, you times that by 5. It's what they're sitting on, 8.6 plus million dollars. Okay, so it's knowing where to and understanding the company, you know, where you can actually make yourself a large amount of money when you're investing, but time is attached to that. Of course, you can get in late and be there 20 years later, and it's like $4, and you still would do okay and not too bad with Apple and whatever. You still would do all right because it's still cheaper than $18 with the other company, Nordstrom. Okay, so you just have to know how to diversify when you're making these investments. Now, let me do one more for you. Just one more for you. Okay, so you can kind of get the drift of what I'm saying and you understand things. Okay, so let me do one more for you or whatever today. This is allocation. I invest in stocks, but I invest majority in crypto right now. It's more innovative and it's faster and it's moving. Okay, we're just going to use the big juggernaut. Okay, the one that's called Bitcoin itself. Okay, so we go over here, and with exception right here, can't go 40 years back with this one, but I know back in July, this one was like 4 or 5 cents. So you can see right here that the price of it is 5.8. We'll use 6 cents. 0.58 rounded up to 6 cents. So you come over here to this calculator, okay, and we'll use the same $1,000. Okay, $1,000 divided by 0.06 equals. Have yourself 16,666 coins, Bitcoins, okay? All right, now this would be back in, if you see the year, this was July in 2010. July 2010. You can't even go 40 years back. This is like 14 years ago. 14 years ago, all right? Go back to the calculator, and we're going to times this by the price of it is today. Okay, the price today, we're using today's prices like I used with the other ones. It's 59,847. 59,847. So let's go to there, times 59,847 equals. Look at that. You're just shy of $1 billion. $997 million. $997 million plus. Okay? Now, if you do that double like I talked about times 5 and a person invested themselves the same amount, $1,000 to $5,000 into this price right here, we times that by 5 and they're sitting on almost $5 billion. Do you understand? Okay, so I wanted to just show you that so you can see what you're missing out on and how you're not really understanding investments. Okay, it really doesn't cost a lot. Some of you individuals are working your 9-to-5 jobs. Some of you have a little hustle going on the side. Some of you guys are actually doing a business and whatever, or have a nice, successful business, but you're not putting away 1,000 here, 2,000 here, 500 here, 300 here. You won't even take half of your retirement money. I mean, you won't even take half of your, what was I talking about? You won't even take half of your tax money that you get every year and put into a vehicle like this. It will pay itself off 15, 20, 30 years, okay, 40, 50 years. You're gonna need that. Some things happen faster and quicker than others, okay? Like when it did with Bitcoin, like what it did with Apple, and then, you know, Nordstrom. But all of them are making $100,000 plus $1,000. And if you put 5,000 in these over the dollar cost average, be putting money in this every year or every month, you can get up there rather quickly, really quickly, and have yourself in each one of them, all three as an example, have over 5,000 in what, a couple of years into any one of these vehicles, a vehicle like this, you would have yourself in 30 to 40 years over $500,000 while you're working your job. Because some of you want to retire early, but you're not thinking about retiring early. You're only focusing on what the job is giving you and what they're telling they're going to give you if you retire, if you have a retirement plan with your job, if you have a retirement plan set up with your business, and then you peg that with your Social Security, if it's going to be here. So you got to actually make plans for the future if you plan on staying here. But I wanted to show you how to invest in here because look, check this out. This is what the average person makes in their lifetime. The average person makes in a lifetime, according to the National Library of Medicine and Social Security Administration, the average American lifetime earning varies depending on the several factors. But the median, that's the median, what they got, data they got, because they keep data on every one of these citizens, okay? Earnings is $1.8 million and some change for men, and 1.1 and some change for women, $1.1 million for women. This is based on on a 50-year period from 20 years old to 69. So there you have it. I don't know what part of that you don't understand, but think about your future. I just showed you how to invest. Just look at some certain things that you might feel that's important to you. You don't have to focus on cryptocurrency. You don't have to focus only on stocks. You don't have to focus only on your Roth IRA. You don't have to focus only on your Social Security. You don't have to focus only on your 9-to-5 job. Think about your future, and if you want to, add your kids, because I'm telling you, as you living in this life right here, they think it's a game, and they play chess, not checkers. It's Herbert Kareem. Peace.
Beautiful species on the face of the planet Earth. There ain't nothing on earth better than a black woman.
Now from the beginning, yeah, God gave you to me, but I took you for granted, ignoring all the pain I put you through. I could never tell you how much I appreciate what you do. Oh, you're so incredible. Everything you do is colorful. Everything it's difficult. Yeah. I don't understand how they judge you 'cause you're acting while you mad. Just because you're strong, that don't mean I leave you out on your own to raise a family on your own. You were made to be my queen, so come take your throne. Everything you do is colorful. Your resilience is so spiritual.